Mariners lose 3-2. They fall to 15-13 on the season, and they lose the final game of a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks, which is bad. They still win the series, which is good. We'll go over the scoring plays as we always do. Josh Rojas, what a start. He homers to right field as a leadoff homer again. It's 1-0 Mariners. Second inning, Diamondbacks get on the board. Christian Walker absolutely crushes a home run off of Logan Gilbert. That ties the game at 1-1. Mariners take the lead again in the third with a J-Rod single to score Rivas. 2-1 Mariners. Unfortunately, the bats completely quiet out, and Arizona is able to get a couple of runs across the board. Eugenio Suarez doubles to left to score Jock Peterson, and Ketel Marte doubles to center to score Kevin Newman. The double in the left is in the 7th, and of course, in the 8th inning, Ketel Marte does that damage against Trent Thornton. Before I get into the positives and negatives, thank you, everybody who came out for the chat that we did right before recording this. It was awesome to see so many of you in here. Had a great time. If you would like to take part in those chats, all you got to do is hit join. It's $4.99 a month. It's going to be a bunch of extra content. I will again remind you that I do not begrudge anyone who is not interested in paying that amount or any amount. We're still going to provide lots of free content. Almost the overwhelming majority of it will be free content. But if you want to support the channel some more and feel like that's something you're interested in, just hit join. It's either right below the video, or if you're watching it on YouTube, just click my OY and there'll be a join button on the front page. Okay, the positives. Logan Gilbert, once again, was exceptional. And we'll get into the negative of Logan Gilbert when we get into the negative section. But I thought Logan Gilbert was phenomenal. Now, the stats back it up. He only allows 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. It's another incredible effort from the starting pitching staff. What a run this is. Even in a loss, you can still just marvel at how good this starting pitching has looked. And good is, again, I was basically speechless talking about Kirby. Gilbert wasn't that good, but he was pretty darn good. And wow. The run these starters are on is just wow. Other positives from the game. Taylor Cicetto did a nice job. Gabe Spire continues to be Gabe Spire. Move into the offense. There's not a lot here. Congratulations to Rivas on his first hit. When your first hit's a triple, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Josh Rojas showing off that pop again. Crazy. Imagine me telling you that Josh Rojas was going to have triple the home runs of Julio Rodriguez near the end of April. I can't. I can't imagine it. Julio does get the big RBI single. Some not great at bats afterwards. We'll get into this offense. That's pretty much it from positives, other than just to say the run to starting pitching is on is just unheard of. Unheard of run. Before we get into the not so fun stuff, let's thank Simply Seattle, the very best in Seattle sports gear. Awesome stuff for the Mariners, of course, but the Kraken, the Storm, the Sounders, Huskies, Seahawks, you can find it all. Once you find all the stuff you're looking for, you're ready to check out. Don't do it just yet. Enter code MOLLYWOP15 to save 15% on your order. It saves you 15%. It also shows that you're paying attention to the show, and that really helps me. So I appreciate it a lot. MOLLYWHOP15. Link in the description to make it nice and easy for you. All right. Negatives. Oh, boy. This offense stunk. Just stunk. The strikeouts. And, you know, I kind of want to do like a 6-hour video on strikeouts because there's no way to properly rate them. If you go too crazy about them, you're missing a big picture point because strikeouts really are just an out. They're frustrating, but they're just an out. But then you watch games like today and you realize that no, they're not. When you don't put the ball in play, it's hard for good things to happen. And really, the issue is you don't draw any walks today. So, as frustrating as the strikeouts are, the bigger issue is you only got 5 hits. You didn't draw any walks. You really didn't make anybody work particularly hard today. I'm looking at the pitch counts here. I mean, Fat threw 96 in 6 innings. That's not, by the way, Brandon Pfaadt's a good pitcher, and I just called him Fat. I apologize. It's just, there's no insult there. It's what I thought his name was for a very long time, but it's Pfaadt. And they just looked overmatched against a pretty bad bullpen. Ginkel's okay. Thompson's okay. Mantiply is not great. And you can't score 2 runs. You can't score 2 runs. This offense just wasn't good enough. Polanco was bad. Ty France was awful. Mitch Garver once again was awful. Sebi Zavala is a terrible hitter. I mean, his line is 143, 143, 190, and that's atrocious. It's not even close to indicative of how crappy of a hitter Sebi Zavala has been in 2024. Not even close. It is one game that has carried this dude. One game. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. One game. Just was not good enough today. Trent Thornton. Look, this is like his second earned run of the year. I don't want to do confirmation bias too much, but it does speak to how little I trust this guy. I just don't trust him in high leverage situations. And that is a high leverage situation that he came into. A 2-2 game. A 2-2 game. And we got to talk about this. Now, those of you who watched the video yesterday, thank you very much. Know that I wasn't doing any negative stuff. But boy, oh boy, is there something negative to talk about, and that is Matt Brash. And the fact that he is not going to be throwing for the foreseeable future, and this is bad. And unfortunately, it's not even kind of surprising. Not even a smidgen. This is just how this works, folks. This is just how it works. And I think that the Seattle Mariners need to be very strongly considering making an addition to the bullpen. Now, maybe they should have been, even if they were expecting Brash to come back soon and Santos to come back. Boy, do they miss those guys. Boy, do they miss those guys. And even if you were getting those guys back at full health this summer, I think you still need another bullpen arm. Because I just can't rely on Thornton or Stanek. And honestly, as good as he's been, I don't want Cicetto pitching in these high leverage situations either. For 1 out or going up against a couple of lefties in the 7th inning, that type of thing, that's fine. And I think Cicetto's pitched well. I'm just saying that I don't have the level of trust with those guys as I do with Munoz and with Brash and with Santos. That is not really an insult to those guys. It's more compliment to the other names, right? I'm concerned. I am very concerned. Not surprised, but I do think it's a thing they need to address. The last thing I want to talk about is, so I mentioned that we had to talk about Gilbert and the negatives. I think they left him in too long. Had no issue whatsoever with him starting the 7th inning. He was cooking. Gotta go get him. It was clear that the command was dropping. And this is probably my biggest complaint that I have with service is that he leaves guys in a little too long. A lot of people have the opposite problem with him, but that's a baseball thing that they want to see everybody go 7 innings because that's what they saw in 1993. Sorry, that's not how things work anymore. I'm sorry. You're getting older. Baseball is different. You're going to be okay. Probably. You're definitely going to be okay. I'm going to be okay too. Weird little dark angle that just took. Gilbert should have been gone. And ultimately, kind of cost them the game. Probably anyway. Because maybe there's a chance that Munoz isn't available today or something along those lines. I don't know. Trent Thornton still gives up the run. And you did nothing offensively. So if they tie the whatever, you know what I'm saying. I think. Still tired. Worked 5 to 1 today. Long day. I thought it was a mistake to not pull service or to not pull Gilbert until it was too late. Sucks to waste such a great start. And if you want to complain about that, and I am obviously, it pales in comparison to how bad the offense looked. And really, the offense looked pretty darn crappy all weekend. If you take away a Mitch Haniger grand slam, and look, you can't do that. This offense was pretty darn anemic. And it's concerning. Please, Seattle Mariners, do not waste the starting rotation. You'd still win 2 of 3. All the positive stuff I said on Saturday still applies. But you got to make this offense better. Be it through a coaching change, be it through a roster change, whatever you got to do to make this offense hit, you got to do it because you cannot waste starts like this. What an absolute shame that happened today. Tomorrow, the Seattle Mariners start a big old series with the Atlanta baseball team. Bryce Miller against Zach Fried. And then you've got Luis Castillo against Reynaldo Lopez and Emerson Hancock against Chris Sale. Good matchups. Be really awesome to get off to a nice start and get that first win to make the series win so much more likely. Obvious point is obvious, but man, that's a game they should have won today. And that's frustrating. Please hit like and subscribe. Follow me on all the socials. You know what they are. Please consider hitting join. Totally fine if you don't, but I'm going to keep promoting it because I think it's a cool thing. Cooler than this game. Frustrating. Talk to you soon.